All right. Now that we got that out there, on to Sunday, right? We're looking at Sunday. The very first game up will be deciding who, in my opinion, and all of our opinions, who will be playing the Packers in the NFC Championship game. Now, obviously, we don't know yet, but the next game up is the Rams at Buccaneers. The Rams at Buccaneers. Luke?
Yeah, for this matchup, the Bucs, they took care of business against Philly, but they didn't come away unscathed. They had a couple offensive lineman injuries. Offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs and center Ryan Jensen were injured. Their status is up in the air as of this recording, and that'll be a big key because we know Brady in the pocket. I mean, he's he's always had an elite O-line, and I mean that's just how he does his thing. And those injuries combined with the depleted wide receiver core that we mentioned last week, and then that with having to block Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, who themselves destroyed Arizona on Monday night. That's could be a suddenly intriguing matchup, potentially in the Rams' favor, depending on those O-line injuries. And we know what Brady is in the playoffs. He is the GOAT in the playoffs. And as one of my friends said this week, shout out to Michael, he has achieved GOAT status. He's won 7 Super Bowls, but go ahead and retire, dominate the CFL, just go away. I'm going to be picking the Rams in this game. Stafford did enough. He didn't have to do a lot against the Cardinals, but him, Kupp, Jefferson, the running game of Akers, Michelle, I'm going to be going with the Rams this week.
I don't know. I was more confident coming into this thinking about this game than what I am now. I would like to think that run game with the Rams could come in, keep Tom Brady off the field, but they just played the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL. And you look what happened. They made Jalen Hurts throw all over the field, and well, they got their behind spanked that game. And I feel like it could be the same results for Tampa Bay. If you come in, make Matthew Stafford throw the ball, which don't get me wrong, Matthew Stafford is leagues above Jalen Hurts, but Matthew Stafford has been proven to turn the ball over here as of late too. The more you put it in his hands, the more likely he's going to throw that game interception that's going to cost them the win. So, with all my heart, I want the Rams to win this game. I don't know. Either team we play, that's assuming if Green Bay wins, I really don't want to play either one of these teams, to be honest.
It's that time of year.
But I think I'm going to go Tampa Bay with the win here. I mean, it's just hard to bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs. Something's going to happen. There'll be some stupid play that happens like it always does, and Tom Brady will win. Him and his 4-yard screen passes and dump-offs, as much as it is boring to watch, has been a success for 20-some-odd years.
Don't forget how much he pays the refs, too.
Yeah. Pays the refs and deflates the footballs and sends spies out to other countries and not countries, but he's already got all the world's football league scouted. So wherever he goes, he's going to dominate. But
yeah.
With that being said, even with all the injuries, I think I'm going Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I'm not going to there are storylines no matter what happens here. If the Packers do go on to win and whoever they're going to play, there's crazy good storylines here. Yeah. For example, if the Rams win, it's like, hey, look at Odell Beckham. He's still in the NFC Championship game. He wanted to go to LA because of the weather and LA and all that. But look, he found himself in Green Bay anyway. And now he's got to play the Packers, who was the other team he could have chosen to play for. right? And then you look at the Buccaneers, and really, like, it scares the living daylights of me to think that the Packers might play the Buccaneers again in the championship. But could you imagine? Like, they would have to make a movie out of this year's Packers season with everything that's happened this past year, and then you get to the playoffs, and in the divisional round, you play the 49ers, who kicked your butt 2 years prior in the NFC Championship game. And then you get to the NFC Championship game again, and you find yourself against the team that beat you the year before in the NFC Championship game. And if you somehow make it past that, then you get to the Super Bowl. Well, we'll talk about that later on, but what kind of storyline is that? How many books might be written on all the adversity, all the crazy things that happened to the Green Bay Packers, and for the Buccaneers to get to there and to be a part of that story line really just makes the historian in me extremely happy. But I also want to win. And the Packers have already beat the Rams, and our defense really destroyed the Rams earlier in the season. You know what? I'm not analyzing that right now. I'm analyzing who's going to win this game. Who's the better team? Who has the better matchup percentages and stuff I hear. As a fan, as a historian, I want the Buccaneers to win, actually, I think. Because I think the Packers could beat them, and that's just a great storyline. But if I'm being honest, and I'm looking at both teams, the Rams have already beat the Buccaneers earlier this year. That was in LA, though, but LA's not home field advantage or anything anyway. But they have all that firepower and offense and stuff. They have all that defense. Now look at Tampa. They're hurt. They're injured. Brady got sacked 4 times, I believe, against the Eagles. The Rams have a better pass rush than the Eagles do, and the Eagles have 4 sacks. But then I think Tom Brady, and I think about all the things he's overcome or somehow overcame. I don't know if you call it luck or so skilled that things that are lucky come off that way, and he wins. It doesn't matter. I mean, you look at Tom Brady's first ever playoff win, or not first ever playoff win. Is it his first ever playoff win? Might have been the divisional round against Oakland Raiders, the Tuck rule.
I think that was the NFC Championship.
Was the championship? Either way, what luck though? The Tuck rule, and then that kind of luck traveled with him. I don't know if you want to call that luck. I don't really believe in luck, but he gets into a place where if things roll the right way, he wins, and it's rolled the right way 35 other times in the playoffs. He's won 35 playoff games. I can't choose against that. No, even if I logically believe the Rams are a better team, you know what? I believe the Packers were a better team than the Buccaneers last year, and they were. But you know who ended up winning? Tom freaking Brady. I'm going Buccaneers. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I went into this going to pick the Rams, and now here I am picking the Buccaneers.
I was going into picking the Rams too, but
and you know what? Luke is probably going to be the one to get this one right, just like he went 6-0 last week. He's probably going to go 6-0 with all these picks and stuff.
I was going into it picking the Bucs, and I changed to the Rams.
I love it.
We're all
flip floppy.
I don't know, and maybe I shouldn't be that way, but Tampa. All right, the last game of divisional round weekend is going to be a doozy, and I already told Christian if I wake up Sunday morning and I look at the tickets and there's some really cheap ticket prices out there, they're already $126 right now. I'm already tempting myself just in general. If I wake up Sunday morning, the Packers have won, I might just be like, Christian, get in the car, we're going, and buy the tickets on the way up and just go. If the tickets are cheap enough, because this game excites me so much. And the game I'm talking about is Bills at Chiefs. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my analysis first. I'm going to leave our residential Chiefs fan to go ahead and give his analysis last, if that works for you, Luke. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the analysis here. I'm looking at the Bills, right? Holy cow, they came out last week. I even said it in my reaction video. They came out with a purpose. I mean, they were running the ball, they handed off. Then there were some times they had designed quarterback keepers, and Josh Allen was just trucking over people. He was angry. I think he wanted to come out and show the Bills were no pushovers against the Patriots. But the thing is, the Chiefs are not the Patriots. No. The Chiefs are not the Patriots at all. They have Patrick Mahomes. Okay. They have Tyreek Hill. Right. They have Travis Kelce on offense. You look at their defense, they have Chris Jones. Right. They have the Honey Badger. That their team is so well put together. And let me tell you, there's sometimes when that defense plays better than that offense, and that offense is no joke. And you could see that this past weekend when they played the Steelers. All right. The Chiefs are super good. The Bills, though, against the Patriots, and the Patriots didn't have any pushover defense. The Patriots had like a top 3 defense, I believe. And the Bills know what they did? They put out the perfect offense. They scored on every single drive they had. They scored a touchdown, except for when they were nailing the ball out to win the game. Josh Allen scored 5 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes scored 5 touchdowns. This is going to be a good old-fashioned shootout. I don't care what the defense looks like. This is going to be a good old-fashioned shootout. And it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And it's going to be an exciting game to watch. And I still haven't decided who I'm going to pick. But I look at Patrick Mahomes. All right. Patrick Mahomes is a 2018 MVP. Could have been MVP the past couple of years too. That they are so good. But then the Bills. Then the Chiefs. Then the Bills. Then the Chiefs. Then the Bills. Then the Chiefs. You know, I think the one thing that's going to decide this more than anything is where it's played. In all honesty. And if the tickets get cheap enough and stuff, you know, me and Christian might go. I don't know. I don't know what Luke's planning. All right. But that stadium's going to be loud. And I've been there before. I know Luke's been there before. And if you're not prepared for it, your ears will be ringing for a little bit after the game even. And I know it can be very difficult for offenses to hear each other on that field when all those fans are losing their flipping minds. And this weekend, I think Chiefs fans are going to lose their flipping minds. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm going to give the advantage to the Chiefs. I'm going Kansas City Chiefs here.
I think you hit everything on the head there, man. I think this is the game to watch this week. I mean, I don't know if either defense can stop the other opponent's offenses, you know? I mean, if the Bills come out and played like they did last week and the Chiefs come out and played like they did last week, you know, there might be a double 50 on the, you know, scoreboard going into the fourth quarter, you know? But I like to stick to my guns. Yeah, I told you, I think last week or whatever, you and I were talking, I still think it's going to be a Joe Burrow and Josh Allen AFC Championship game. So with all that, I'm repping the Chiefs gear. You know, I do like the Chiefs, but give me Josh Allen and the Bills in this one to complete that comeback story from last year.
This one, the capper of divisional weekend. Of course, these teams played in week 5. Bills dominated that game, winning 38-20. About the only thing I can take away from that game, I mean, it was at Arrowhead, but the Chiefs were still in their early season slump. They've changed quite a bit since then. We have Melvin Ingram now, who we didn't have that week. Chris Jones was out that week. That was Frank Clark's first full game back. We didn't have cornerback Travarius Ward that week. But also the Bills didn't have linebacker Matt Milano, who they'll have this week. But they'll be without cornerback Tre'Davious White, the Bills, that is. But the only thing from that week, Josh Allen's legs, his running game is taken up a notch. I mean, he does that quarterback power, and no one wants to tackle him. No one can. I mean, no one hardly on the Chiefs can, but full head steam. And that being said, Mahomes needs to remind some people the talking heads are talking a little bit too much, in my opinion. Mahomes is he in the second half, 11 minutes of game time last week, 5 passing touchdowns, and that was the Steelers. I'll give you that. That's fine. Bills are another story. They got Poyer and Hyde at safety, and they got a great depth on the D-line, and then the linebackers are solid as well. But I think this is going to be a so y'all forgot game for Mahomes. McKinnon gave us extra juice last week. Had best game of his career, in my opinion. We might get CEH back this week to lighten the workload. O-line still trucking along well, and got Snead and Tyron to make plays in the back end of our defense. And I'm going to obviously go with the Chiefs here. And for who you guys picked in the other game, I'd welcome a rematch with the Bengals, but I really don't care who we play. We've lost to each of the remaining AFC teams that are in the race. So either way, it's a revenge tour to get back to the Super Bowl. And I'd say Chiefs Kingdom. Let's go.
And there you have it. All 4 games thoroughly analyzed, and every game barely picked, but we picked them all. Let us know what you think in the comments below, what your picks are. I mean, come on, let us have it. Let us know what you think. If you disagree with us, tell us you disagree with us. That's why we're here. We want to be able to communicate with each other. We want to have a conversation with you. And if you love our content, or you at least like our content, please subscribe and share it. Share it with your friends who you think will enjoy it. With that being said, go Pack, go.
Go Chiefs.
Go Pack, go.